Thank you for picking up the Sticks. This is episode 126, Sticks Gaming Podcast. That was really hard to say. I am Myke Kernat. To my right is Myke Steak Carnia.
What's going on?
To my left, Art, also hard to say, Rosian. I didn't think of anything. We've been talking for too long. I thought of something on the way here, and then I forgot it. And the song was on. I was like, I gotta go. So
it's go time.
I have trouble with the when the alliteration episodes are really, really tough.
Hey, you got it though.
I did. I slowed down. I saw it coming. I recognized it. I slowed down and I enunciated.
Forget that one time. I think we restarted like 4 times.
Yeah, there's audio of that somewhere. You can also hear my head hitting the microphone on that second or third or fourth time. I just couldn't say whatever number it was. There's a lot of S's in that one too. All right. Anywho, so I played the new Resident Evil game. A lot of it.
All of it?
I did play all of it actually. I finished it yesterday, and I'm gonna need some of y'all help on my thought process on that one. We'll get into that when it's my turn to talk. But I have no idea what we're gonna talk about today, outside of just like some new games we've been playing and some announcements and stuff like that. But
this is the eye before the storm.
Exactly. This is the. I think this is our last. Well, no, we have one more show right before E3.
Yep.
And then whatever.
There's stuff already in the pipeline.
Well, there's lots of stuff this week happening.
Yeah, I did not make a calendar
this week. A day before this will post, but 2 days after we record.
Yes.
Yes. They literally today, as of recording this, they announced the state of play for Horizon Forbidden West.
Yes.
Yep.
I always want to say 2. I know that's not actually in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then there's also a Sonic Direct that same day,
That's
in that morning.
And
then the Dragon Quest 35th anniversary is tomorrow. From this day of this recording, there's a lot of stuff going on this week.
I will be
Techland's hinting at something with Dead by Daylight 2.
Yep.
No, not Dead by Daylight.
No,
Dying Light.
Same
Dying
thing.
Light 2.
Same thing.
Yeah, I think they said something about Thursday too.
Yeah.
Damn it! We've been waiting for 3 years to say anything.
Yeah.
Bad timing. As I said, that's Horizon's on the opposite of that. On the Breath of the Wild problem for a change. Like when
True.
it's like
True. No one
much more excited about
much
more excited about Horizon than I am about Dying Light 2.
Don't worry, Nintendo's gonna wait to hear Horizon's release date, and they're gonna come out like 2 days later.
Got him.
Of course.
What were we talking about?
And then, never mind. I'm not gonna start my rant about Game of the Year that year.
No, I'm not even starting that conversation with you either. after Final Fantasy VII Remake gets our Game of the Year last year, I'm not even entertaining that conversation. But do you think we get a date for the state of play? Do we think you get a date for Horizon?
I hope so, but I'm not banking on it. Honestly, at this point, it would not surprise me if nobody gives dates for anything
ever again until week 4 comes out.
And that's why I'm curious. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to pull, because like they don't want to do what they did with Last of Us 2 again, like, where they announced the date and then what was it like a month later
it wasn't
they delayed
even that long.
It wasn't even that long.
No.
After they announced the date that they delayed it again, like right away. So I don't think they wanted to do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they like threw out like 2022 as the date.
If I were to predict this right now, I would say Q1 2022.
Yep.
I think that's a good time for it.
That's not what I want to hear.
That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear it's coming out tomorrow. But I'm just thinking.
I don't know if I have enough time to get through that before Ratchet comes out.
Yeah.
Wait, that's right around the corner. Yeah. May just disappeared. I was talking before the podcast how crazy my May's been. But yeah, May just disappeared, and it's going to be Ratchet and Clank time in like a week and a half.
I'm so pumped for Ratchet and Clank. That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be good times. All right. Steak, what you playing?
All right. So I finished that first DLC for Immortals. I did get through it, which I'm glad I got through it. I felt accomplished when I finished it. It was quite difficult.
Is that a good feeling when you finish something to feel accomplished because it was difficult? I mean,
this one was more relief.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, this one was kind of more relief because it got to a point where I was just like, okay, I know what I need to do. I can't fucking do it, but I know what I need to do, and I can't pull it off, or I can't go quick enough, or because sometimes the Immortal controls are a little wonky at times, and of course, and every time I needed to make a precise jump, that's when they decide to go crazy on me. So there was a few of those where I was like, "Oh my god," I was going nuts.
I say recently, I like when I get to the end of a game, unless I feel like, man, that was fun or that was a good story, I usually don't walk away from a game with a good feeling. I felt like even relief. I'm like, or accomplishment. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm glad I got through it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was like, that doesn't mean it was good.
So I felt amazing when I beat Mortal Shell. Like I was like it was the same reactions, for like a game-winning field goal. Like I was I pump fist on my feet, like the whole 9 yards. But that is a very few and far between. Like, and that was like a crazy story of me banging my head up against the wall for a while. And this I'll just give it one more try, and I mow through them. So I don't know.
Thankfully, the story wise, it kind of did pay off story wise. Like I did enjoy like what happened in the DLC at least. But just getting through those trials was just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like I said, so yeah, every time I did finally get through one, it was relief. Like, okay, one more, here we go. Like, and then I also got through the second DLC. Now this one was basically about the more like the Chinese tradition and stuff.
Right.
But this one was basically take Immortals and scale it way down and reskin the whole thing.
Okay.
So it was the exact same game. Like story was even kind of the same. But there was a whole. Like you played as a brand.
But it was in Mandarin.
Yeah, but you played as a new person. There were some new enemies and stuff like that. So, but it was like it was very similar. So like it was kind of reminded me like a Miles Morales basically.
Okay.
Like that kind of thing. Because it took me about 8 hours to get through it too.
Right.
In the first DLC, took me like 12 and a half. That's because I kept failing. That took way longer than it should have. And then I started the third DLC, which is more like an asymmetric game. So it's more kind of like Diablo style. But the controls are really weird. Like they feel weird. Like I don't know. As I was like, it's funny because like anytime you look at that play style, you think, oh, anyone can pull this off. Like this isn't that like the dungeon crawling. Like that's not that confusing. Now, but then you see someone like this trying to do that. It's like you could have a lot more respect for like Diablo and stuff. Like the way they were able to like make it so smooth and pull it off, and like
you can really feel the tuning of the game.
Exactly. Where this is like it felt like I don't know. I wasn't getting that satisfaction I get like when I play Diablo, like with that kind of game. So like I only played that for like an hour, and I've kind of stopped for now. I don't know. We'll see if I go back and go through it.
Yeah, you just went through a lot of Immortals.
Yeah,
so
I did. I've never. This is like the most. I think I've played it like in terms of like DLC of something like that, like which is crazy. So after that, I moved on to Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. I played it on Xbox. Actually, I did the Game Pass. I did not do the VR because I really did want to get through it. Took me 7 hours. Got through it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of glad actually I did go through it non-VR because there's some parts in that game I think would have been very difficult to do in VR.
I don't know how
some of the boss battles.
I was just gonna say that. Like I don't. There's one boss in particular.
The one in the boat house.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I don't know how you would have done that.
I had a hard enough time controlling my guy as it was with my controller. Like just like not in VR.
Yeah, because he was. I mean, it's been a while since I played the game, but I remember the space not being that big, and he is very big.
He's very big, and then you have to constantly move around because you have to shoot the eyes, the weak spots. Like that's the only way to hurt him is to shoot the eye.
The classic Resident Evil move of shoot the eye.
Of course.
The eyes are the groin of the face.
Especially in Resident Evil, it definitely is.
And I do love how in that game, like it got to that one point where you had the one keypad and it was the classic sounds. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But the story I thought the story was fantastic. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like the whole time I was going through it, I was kind of a little uneasy because I was like, it was pretty scary. I mean, like it was even not in VR. Like it was pretty, like it was good. Like, I had my, I played with my headphones on the whole time too. So that helped. Ooh. I jumped a few times. But the whole time I just kept just had that scary feeling. I did slow down a little bit before the end, but then it picked back up for the end, which was good. So that kind of helped. So finished that up and moved on to Resident Evil 8 Village. Oh. And I finished that too.
No! Oh my goodness.
So we can talk.
Okay.
I'm going to take a walk. You guys are
I need you.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I'm glad you played it and finished it too. Because honestly, I don't know where I stand on it yet. So I was going to ask you guys to ask me questions, and maybe I was going to help me, enlighten me, talk me through it. But since you've already played it, I want to hear what you think about it.
So the first hour, I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to like this.
Where's the giant lady?
It was very RE4 at the beginning.
It is very, very, very. almost beat for beat
yes,
Resident Evil 4.
That first hour was almost identical, pretty much. Like,
and I was like, I didn't see it, and I just wasted all my ammo.
Yep.
Like an idiot.
Exactly. Yep. Nope. 100%. So that was kind of weird. Like, and I was like, okay, so this is going to be more action based. Like, I could tell like right away, like it's all right, this is gonna be kind of different. And even like with them showing like all these lichens at the beginning and they're chasing you and all this kind of stuff, it wasn't like. Kind of like RE4 is the same way. Like, it's not scary. Like, it wasn't scary. It was just more like, okay, like these guys are crazy. Cool. Like, I gotta gun these guys down. Oh, I gotta run away. Oh, look, barricades. Oh, look at RE4 again. Here we go. So the first hour or so, I was like, all right, I'm not sure how I feel about this right now, especially coming straight in from 7, like, which was like, I'm on edge the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, okay, this is like, I'm sitting back. I'm like, all right, like, whatever. But then it finally, like, after you get introduced to the big guy that first time, after that is kind of when it starts picking up.
Yep.
I felt like I was like, okay, here we go. Like, we're getting into the meat of things now with the creepy lady and all that kind of stuff, which was cool.
Yeah, I felt that the village of Resident Evil Village was the most uninteresting part of the game.
So boring.
It's just it's daylight, which is kind of weird. I mean, do you have like some light puzzle solving, and you find the key to do the thing, like you do in all Resident Evil games.
Right.
But like, what I didn't know, because I was pretty radio silent on this game, right? I know you saw is Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah.
It has a U at the end. Is Dimitrescu.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just
you
Lady.
see her a lot.
Lady D.
You see Lady D a lot.
Giant lady, got it.
And you see her in all like the advertising, things like that. But like, she is in one of 4 different kind of like offshoot places that you go to.
Yeah.
Like four different like
The 4, just four lords.
yeah, exactly. So
there's
you're collecting one thing from each one of them, and each one has a different vibe. Where like you got the big castle for her, and they have different. I don't want to spoil it because I didn't know any of this going into it. They have very distinct different vibes and some different enemies here and there and things like that. But the village itself it wasn't like, oh cool, I gotta get back here for the village.
No.
I was more like, okay, now I have this key to open this door, so maybe I get something cool. Like
right.
that's the only real thing I didn't, and the village really got to me.
It's like, oh, I finally got that damn wheel, so I can now go up all these wells that I've been seeing this whole time.
Yep.
Yay. Agreed. The village finally started to get interesting when the Duke was there.
Love the Duke.
Because the Duke's an amazing character. Probably one of the best characters in the game, honestly. But no, it was. The whole game overall was not scary, in my opinion. I mean, there's a place you go that is scarier than anything in RE7, in my opinion. The dollhouse.
Okay, thank you.
That was scarier than everything in RE7. I jumped so especially like I said, I played with headphones on the whole time.
Oh no!
So I was jumping and like it was funny because like I forget one night Melissa was over here doing something and she's like, "Why are you getting scared?" Because I was actually letting out some gasps. Like I was like, and I don't do that usually.
There is something awful in the basement of that dollhouse, and it was literally one of those like.
God.
Whoa! Like I let out a verbal like what? Like it was one of those moments, and that honestly like that section of the game sticks out to me more than any other part of the game.
That was the best.
I thought so. I thought
the whole
so
game. That was the best part. Yeah, 100%. That was the best part of the game. And then the boss battles were almost all the boss battles were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was one in particular. The one before you get to the ending that was stupid and didn't make any sense, really.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it kind of changed the gameplay. The game kind of changed too, which was weird. It didn't feel like Resident Evil anymore for a little while. It was just weird. I don't know. I don't know.
I think you sparked something in my brain. So like there are some very action heavy parts in this game.
Yeah.
Some very, very, very heavy action
Yeah.
parts in this game. I never felt literally no problem with inventory management.
Yes.
Or bullets or anything?
I had some inventory management issues where I had to like go in and like rotate stuff, especially when I got to the point where I could start hunting. Okay. Then I started filling up more and and forgetting that I had stuff, and then I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go to the Duke and deliver this meat.
Yeah, so I got that stuff first before I had the ability to make meals.
Oh,
so
okay.
I sold him stuff.
Oh no!
Before I had the ability to do that, so I missed out on some upgrades.
Okay.
But what I was saying is just like so a bunch of that game. Like, I never felt like that inventory management crunch. I never felt. I said there's only a few occurrences where I was just like, I don't know if I really have a lot of bullets. I'm like, oh wait, I can craft things, so I just crafted more.
Yep.
So like I felt like I was pretty well stocked throughout the entire game. Unlike when I was playing the Resident Evil 2 remake, where I felt like my last bullet always killed the last zombie every single time. You know what I mean? So it was like the amount of like everything brutal. Was just so like again fine tuned. Mm-hmm. A lot of this flat didn't feel like Resident Evil to me.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily like a negative in terms of how I felt overall about the game. Like, but I just honestly like, if I were to put like a rating on this thing, I'm kind of like lukewarm on the whole experience. Like, I finished it, and I was just like, I even got like the classic Resident Evil thing. You finish the game, you get like points you can get to buy whatever it is. And I was like, I can go back with like an automatic rifle with unlimited ammo because I actually upgraded one all the way. I got that. But I don't, and I definitely, there were some secrets I missed along the way because the game, once you finish one of those areas, you ain't going back.
Well, right.
So
there's a couple things I missed. Not too many, actually, surprisingly, but there's a couple things I did miss. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's nothing that was like game breaking because, like I said, I was never in danger of not having enough bullets or health or whatever.
Yep.
So I mean, there's some things I would like. Well, I wouldn't mind going back and doing it. I'm close to a few trophies, things like that. But I'm definitely never going to beat this thing on the hardest difficulty of or anything like that.
No.
So like I don't. There's a couple of memorable things in there, but overall, I think the game is just kind of fine. Overall, is how I would ultimately put it down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it didn't blow me away. I did want to keep playing though. It was like one of those, like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of where it comes in, where it's just like I just want to keep going. Like it's not like I felt like it was a chore or like all right, well, let's just get through this. Like, I wanted to keep going. Like I was really interested to keep going and see what else is going to be coming. Yeah. And like I said, besides the different areas you go were definitely more interesting than the village itself.
But I think the 4 characters in those 4 sections were all very interesting.
They were awesome.
I think that's what propelled it, because I wanted to see what their area looked like. I wanted to see what their boss battle was going to look like. I wanted to see, what that area of the map looked like, because they were all very different.
Right.
But like the main job of the game, I just felt like, okay, I got to collect number 2. Then I'm going to collect number 3. Then I'm going to collect number 4.
Right.
And then I'm going to probably fight someone gigantic, which is, I mean,
basically kind of where I went.
Yeah. And so it's like, and the main thing that should have propelled me through the game, which is, you're Ethan Winters which is a direct sequel from 7. So you're the same character from 7. You're in your house at the beginning of Resident Evil 8, and Chris Redfield comes in, blows your wife away, just completely destroys her, steals your baby, and steals you. And then next thing you know, there's a car crash and you're outside the village, and that's where the game starts. Yeah. And you're trying to find out what happened to your baby and what the hell Chris is doing and everything else. I didn't care much for the baby. Like in terms of just like, I never felt like the need to go forward with it because.
Wow.
Well, hold on, because it is really hard to. Because Ethan should be the person caring about this baby, right? I mean, he does, obviously. He's constantly screaming about the baby, and I can't believe that just happened, which is his two main pieces of dialogue.
Yeah.
But just like oh God, it's like hard to say how I felt about it without like spoiling a piece of it.
I know,
but like the way they dissociate the baby with like it being a baby, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, right.
Made me be like, I don't know if what I'm doing matters. Maybe I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Right.
And the main villain who kind of orchestrated all this together is almost nowhere to be found for 95% of the game.
Yeah. Yep. Which that was weird.
And I thought like that carried the end of the stick of being like going after, if they could have, I felt like something was missing there in terms of me just like when I finally got to the final boss, like I knew who it was obviously,
right,
and I knew why it was important. I was fighting her, but just like I had no like resentment or like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like I'm gonna kill this lady for what she did, or I didn't feel that at all. Like I felt very devoid of things like that when of a story involving a kidnapped baby. and I think that's just because it's really hard to tell that story through that perspective, through first person perspective, when you're supposed to be Ethan. When you at the very end of the game, you can buy those credits and buy like the little figurines, and you can look at them. They don't have a face on Ethan. It's just a shadow.
Of course they do.
Yeah, it's just a shadow over his head. So it's just like he is. I know that we are supposed to be in the shell that is Ethan Winters, right?
That's annoying though.
But like,
just give us a character.
But
damn it.
Exactly.
Just
like,
do
I
it.
put other
Just
first
give
person
us
shooters.
one.
I put other first person shooters that have character in them.
Right.
Like they can do that.
That's
like,
okay.
And that's fine. Like it doesn't have to be me. I'd rather have it be Ethan Winters and figure out how like this mold from 7 and 8 somehow tie into the world of Resident Evil, which they do allude to a little bit in this game.
Yeah.
So
Big time.
They have some really cool like connections there and some really things that are just like part of me felt like this game could, like the classic thing of this game could have been an email. Not that this meeting could have been an email, but I feel like there's parts of this game that could have just been an email. And I would have been like, okay, cool. Now I get the connection. Like, hey, met a couple cool characters and I'm out.
Right.
It is only 10 hours, the game.
Yeah.
If that game was any longer, I think I would have actively disliked it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't, once I got past those 4 main sections, like I got it. It's like I want to get this over with. I felt that after I got to those 4 sections. All right, I gotta get this over with.
Yeah.
And then they take a left turn with the super heavy action part, and then you finally get to the end. It's just like I was like, oh come on.
Okay, I will say that like that was trying to be. I know what they were trying to do with that part at the end, like towards the end, but it's like. It was just so out of place and stupid. I felt like it was like story wise it made sense. Like I will say story wise it made sense, and I get it like and everything. But like doing it was just like okay.
They had to get all the characters together.
Yeah,
like that was the thing. It's like
you could have just done that in a cutscene,
right?
Like,
yeah, exactly. And it's like you see it in movies all the time too. It's just like, all right, how am I going to get this character to here?
Right. Yeah.
So like, they figured out how to get those characters all in the same thing, but like having like a 20-minute action sequence, which that part of that game was just, and right after like oh shit moment, it was like, oh man, what are they going to do now?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the ending was fine too. I was satisfied with the ending. The after credits I actually enjoyed.
Yes.
I think that's going to be really cool going into potentially the next one.
Yes, I don't know how to fully interpret it yet.
No, but I have my ideas, and I think it could go in some cool directions. I think.
Yeah, I think they need to get back to the intersection of like the Umbrella Company. That's kind of what I want to get to.
And I think this one hinted big time towards it.
If these games now are even related to like the original Resident Evil games and storyline at all.
They have a weird tangential like.
Yeah, I think they are, but they're just not telling us how they are. Like, and it's like in a weird way that they are.
Well, it seems like, fuck, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. All right, everyone, I need 2 minutes of your time. Art, do you care?
No, I'm not gonna play this game.
Okay. I need y'all 2 minutes of your time.
Yeah, if you're playing Village.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief.
Then maybe.
Here, you want me to set a timer here so we actually hit 2 minutes?
I probably won't even need 2 minutes. I'm being generous with people's time, so.
All right.
Let me know when.
2 minutes starting now.
All right. So the mold in Resident Evil 7 seemed to be like they found it as a natural occurring thing in the world that both I forget the guy's name, for Spencer found and Miranda, the main villain of this one. They used to work together, but it's a long, long time ago when they had it. It seemed like all the viruses, all the T-virus and things like that came from that mold, and that they was synthesized in that way. So I think that is where those two stories kind of intermingle with like the main bad person from Resident Evil 8 and the person who created the viruses used to work together. However, they decided to go opposite directions, where Miranda was trying to save her dead daughter and the other guy was trying to make a bunch of money making bioweapons.
Yep.
44 seconds. Yeah. I feel like I should spoil more things because I have another minute.
I said we still have another minute 15 here, so you can talk about whatever you want.
I would say we could. I would say that. Well, that would just be the end. pretty much close to the end spoiler because that there was a big part at the end there that kind of pertains to that. That would.
You guys want to talk politics or something for a minute?
Huge.
Oh God, no! I'd rather talk about more Resident Evil fan theories. But I really do think that. I really do think that there seem to be like with those being the main crux of what they're talking about at the very end. I think they're steering it back towards this. Real quick, I found it very, very funny that in every single Resident Evil game, they always have a random, crazy, underground, super clean, like, laboratory. However, this time, they had just a big-ass, dirty factory. And it was just cool. It'd be something different.
Yes.
All right, done.
That was the thing.
We still have 30 seconds.
I will say that level was cool. Like, it didn't pay off. But the level, the level was cool, and
those guys,
Heisenberg's just a nutcase.
Yeah, those guys came out of everywhere.
15 seconds.
Okay, no, I'm done.
Yeah, we're good there.
All right, we won't talk about anything important for the next 14 seconds now. But
I turned the stopwatch off.
All right, cool, thank you. So thanks for joining us. I did not know that Resident Evil was turning into a Kojima production. I had no idea. Oh, my time's not up? Or my time is up. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spoiled that.
Oh, it sure feels like it. That's for sure. So, yeah. So, then the last thing I played.
Wait, we're still on you. I forgot.
We're going to be here till Friday.
No.
No, this is super, super quick because I've only played a couple hours of it so far. It's Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So, started Mass Effect.
Did you ever play it originally?
I played it very, very briefly when the very first one came out. I could not get into the combat whatsoever of the very first one because it was very,
terrible.
Yep, it was very Knights of the Old Republic, that old BioWare style. So this one, I think they implemented more of the like Mass Effect 2, everyone said it gets a lot better and everything. And I do, yes, it is a lot better. It actually feels like an action game, kind of more like an action game now with RPG aspects, which I am all for. It looks really nice, actually. It looks very good. I'm actually very impressed with the way it looks. So yeah, I think I'm going to stick with it.
Nice. Circling back to Resident Evil 8 real quick. Also, it looks amazing.
Oh, well, I didn't know ray tracing was off by default. And you can only turn it on from the main menu.
Yeah.
So I was already like 3 hours in when I discovered that. Thankfully, I was in the castle when I discovered that.
Oh, so that's the best place to turn it on, actually.
That was, yeah.
Well, is it one of those things where you could choose between ray tracing or frame rate?
Yeah. Well, but honestly, the frame rate it initially felt like a little bit of a dip when I switched, but it was pretty smooth going forward, though.
I think that's this is why I no matter what game I play, I never hit start game. I always hit options first every time. All right, what you playing?
So let's see. I played a grand total of one run through of Returnal.
Oh.
So clearly,
yeah. There's a speedrunner who beat it in 5 minutes.
It's one of those things where it's one of those games they throw you in and they don't give you much direction.
All right.
So I died pretty quick, and then people came online and I went and played something else.
Very good.
And I'm pretty sure it was one of the things where it was the tutorial level. You're supposed to die real quick because the guy they threw at me was way bigger than me, and I don't think I was doing any damage to him at all. So I don't think I was intended to make it past that point. So outside of that, my 3-week-long frustration with Outriders ended.
Congratulations!
I finally got my character
Woo,
back.
Hey, congratulations!
So I'm playing a bunch of Outriders. That game, it's fun when you're like I said back when I first talked about it. It's fun when you're playing with people. It's way too fucking buggy. It's like the best and worst of video games in one package.
Yeah.
It's like even now they've so they fixed the bug people were having where they were losing all their gear and got their characters back and kind of got their gear back. Like you got your gear back, but it might have different mods on it. And it wasn't necessarily at the level that it was when you lost everything. They just maxed out the level and everything they gave you back.
All right.
Which, I mean, I guess it's better than under-leveling you.
Yeah, I guess it's like, giving you a little bit of your time back.
Well, it is, but it's like... So the way mods on gear and weapons work in that game is so you have a piece of gear. If it's, I think, epic, so it's, standard, rare, epic, legendary tiers of gear and weapons. If it's epic or higher, you get 2 mod slots, and that's where you put like special skills and buffs in your stuff. And so it's kind of a challenge to get a weapon or a piece of gear that has one good mod, because you can only make one of the slots changeable.
Okay.
So once you choose one of the 2 slots to change, that other mod is locked for the life of that piece of equipment. So if you had your gear set up so that you had that one mod lock that was good, another one you can change at will, and they gave you different mods, it kind of screws things up.
Gotcha.
But even even to this day, there's still host disconnection issues when there's nothing wrong with the host internet, and another player is. You have 3 players in a game, 2 of them are fine, and one person's getting disconnection issues. It's really frustrating, and when you get towards the end game, so you play through the campaign. It gets you to a certain point, and they have what are called expeditions, where it's just you go through a map, and it's basically a time trial. You go through a map, you have to kill a bunch of enemies.
Okay.
There's a boss at the end, which the bosses get kind of repetitive because it's not like each one is a different boss. It's the same type, and they keep throwing the same type of difficult enemies at you in various expeditions. So, I don't know, that's kind of repetitive and annoying. Once I finally figured out how to, spec out my character, the game became much more enjoyable. Before that, I was just cannon fodder. So, having 5 minutes to look at a skill tree in your loadout helps when you're not playing with people who are just rushing into the next mission before you can look at anything. I hope they heard that. But see, if someone told me hey, you put a score on this game, I don't see I can do anything other than a 7. It's fun when you're playing with people. I couldn't play it for 3 weeks after paying full price for it. There's still tons of bugs. I think someone asked me I don't know if someone asked me or if I replied to a tweet or something, but so the developers who made this is People Can Fly. I don't think I can buy another game at launch from them after this, until they prove they can put out a product that's not full of bugs and game-breaking issues and, glitches that cause people to not be able to play and lose everything for almost a month. So it's a shame. I think they said they finally decided they're going to work on more content for the game, which makes me fear they're going to put out DLC a year after the game launches, which by then they're going to have lost most of their players. So I don't know, because up until last week they were hemming and hawing about we don't know if we're gonna have more in the Outriders universe, and I think last week they finally said we look forward to putting out more in this in this world, which I don't know if that means Outriders 2 or an expansion pass or something, but
that was Square Enix they published that game, right?
Yeah.
And then published, and then they just I saw somewhere they just said that Outriders is gonna be their next big franchise.
Well, that's when it launched, partially because it was on Game Pass, it was, huge player numbers on, Steam and Twitch and everything because a bunch of people had access to it for free, and a bunch more people actually paid to play it and were playing with friends. And like I said, it's a fun game when you have, the right group playing and you're, going through there and fighting your way through battles. But it's one of those things if you didn't already have a plan for DLC and you weren't already working on it, you're gonna lose way too many people before you even get it out. And I'm not sure this is the kind of game that people are going to be willing to come back to after 9 months off.
Well, yeah, in the style of this game too, just expansion packs just make sense too,
right?
With the way the style, because it's like Destiny, look at Destiny 2, they could be on Destiny 2 forever.
I think that's
that
their plan.
That was their plan.
Is the plan, right? Because
I think that is their plan.
Because it can be because the new you just come out with a new expansion and then you add more stuff and you just keep going from there.
You can create new levels and expand the world.
Right.
Or in the case of Destiny or even this, well, this is different because you're on one planet, but in Destiny, you just have more planets, and you go to another planet, and can be completely different from everything else you've done.
Even Outrider could still do something like that. You know what I mean? They could do something like that.
Right.
Still, you didn't do that with your first expansion, and then every expansion after that, you just keep doing it.
It's space fantasy. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And be sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
And do you care about the
it's
story?
Sci-fi. You can get away with anything.
I really know.
Yeah. See, it's who cares?
The world and the atmosphere is cool. The dialogue and the story, like I said, was super campy B movie type stuff. So whatever. The overall the theme of the story was cool. The execution and pieces in it, not so great. See, I don't know. I mean, we've completed all the expeditions but one of them, which is the last one, and it's a pain in the balls. But like, I don't know. Honestly, I'm playing it basically because the people I play games with online are playing it, and it's the only one that like the three of us can agree on. Like, hey, we can all tolerate this. I will say I go to bed angry a lot less often with this than I do with Rainbow Six.
That's a plus.
Which I haven't played that in a while. Didn't even complete the battle pass in that one this time.
Oh,
so that's
you okay?
Is it finally over? Is it over?
It might be.
Oh man.
I mean, I got
I
got Ratchet coming out here, and
Ubisoft Forward's coming soon. So that means
they just announced yesterday their next season and the character they're releasing and the map they're redoing. And I mean, the character seems interesting. The map is a map that is only in the casual playlist, which I don't usually play, and I hated the original version of the map, so I'm sure I'll hate the next version of the map. I don't know why you would put time and effort and resources into redesigning a map that's not good enough for your ranked and competition playlist. But that's just me. So yeah, I mean, I'll keep playing Outriders, I guess, for now until Ratchet comes out, and then I'm just gonna turn off my friends list and not let anyone see when I'm online and play single player games.
Nice.
And that's it.
Okay. Talked about Resident Evil 8 already, so that's done. So, you know that whole like Microsoft points problem thing I have?
Problem?
In May, they're doing this thing where your gamer score, like anytime you get an achievement, where a gamer score is now also turned into points.
Yeah.
So I have gotten 7,000 points on a bunch of just random
10,
games.
I think it was, right?
Up to 10,000.
Yeah.
A couple experiences I want to share with. I would have never have done or played if it wasn't for this challenge thing. So, one, I played a game called Rain on My Parade. It just came out on Game Pass a little while ago. You play. It's like isometric, very cartoony. Reminds me a lot of the way like Overcooked looks. And the map is almost like the overall like the level, the world map is essentially just like plucked right out of Overcooked. Anyway, you play as a cloud. All right.
Plays a what?
A cloud.
Cloud, okay.
A cloud. And then each level has its own individual little like theme and a 2 to 5 or 6 different tasks that you do in that little world.
Okay.
A lot of easy achievements is why I ended up playing it. However, I actually did like it too. Some of the levels include like
the way you're describing it sounds like Untitled Goose Game.
It's in the it's very goofy, and you're basically there to piss people off.
You're describing Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah. So you got like there's like a wedding, and this like the wedding is just like if you just stood there and like didn't start hit the rain button, wedding would just be going off. It is whatever it is. But like the second you start like the rain turning on the rain, people are running all over the place and like knocking over tables, and it's all kinds of anarchy. But you start with the rain. You also get lightning, you get snow, and you get tornado as things you get. And
listen, you live in Chicago. You know how to use all of those to ruin somebody's day.
And you use them all in the level. So you use them all within a 20-minute span.
3-hour span.
Yeah. So but some of the levels they have are based off of like they have a Metal Gear Solid one. They have a Silent Hill one. They recreated The Office from The Office as one of the levels.
Nice.
Now I have to play that game.
It's on Game Pass.
Damn it.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
And they have ways to like change like what you're raining to. So you can if you go over some like toxic sludge and you have like acid rain and you have different things you can do. It's very, very cute, very simple. It's just fun. I said I went there for points and I ended up enjoying it. So that was fun. Number 2, I came across this on Reddit a while ago and I saved it because I knew this point thing. They do it like twice a year. I knew it was coming up at some point. So Minecraft has a world that you can go into that someone created that is literally just like it's just booths set up for you to get the achievements. So it's just like go to this booth, get this thing, achievement pops, take 4 steps over, do the next booth, and they're all set up. So I got all of them. I got every achievement in Minecraft except for one. It took me like an hour, and I did them all but one. The only one I couldn't do is you're supposed to feed a cat right before you go to bed. Go to sleep, wake up, and I guess he gives you something. Like he finds like a fish or something. I don't know. But the only way to do that is for everyone to go to sleep in the world, and no one would agree to that on the server I was on. They only allow 8 people at a time on the server, so like I was lucky to even get in. But when I got in, it's like I did all the achievements, and it was just like, this is ridiculous, this is amazing, because he added new achievements for every single like expansion they've done. So I got like 2,600 like points for that just doing Minecraft.
That's awesome.
But then like after I finished the game, like they have one of the achievements is like visiting every biome. All right, they have logic blocks that you can actually hit, and it'll teleport you to a biome. Then you just there's a block in front of you, just keep hitting it, and it just transports you to all the different biomes. Then you end up being back to the main where you started, and you've gotten all the biomes. Or there's a train track set up right next to it where you can get in the cart and just go. And then he has taken the time to take that train and actually go through all the biomes. It's like a 7-minute long train ride.
That's crazy.
To do that too.
That's crazy.
And it's just like the way he sets stuff up. Like I said, killing the Ender Dragon and doing all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just like everything is just right in front of you. It's totally cheating. But I put in my time into Minecraft, so I feel like I've earned a lot of these on my own.
Remember when we leveled the earth? We just leveled.
Yeah, we did. We leveled a lot of land, and we were going to build like a castle that just never happened. I was in the middle of figuring out how to do a redstone drawbridge, and
I built a massive train track. That's all I remember.
Yes. My crowning achievement in Minecraft in survival mode, I had my one main house that I started in, and I did some traveling, and I found a really cool cliff. I was like, I'm gonna build a second house on that, and
You're gonna build an evil lair on the side of the cliff.
I pretty much did. But I had my track that I laid that went from house to house, and it had a working garage where as like the train was coming up, the door would open, I would come in, and the door would shut behind me all automatically. And that was a lot of redstone work and a lot of time in my life when I was single and had time like that. But anyway, so yeah, it was just like it was one of those things that like it was just like unbelievable being in that world and just like doing all those achievements, having it all set up for you, and just like it was just crazy the amount of thought and time I'm sure you put into it, and just the things you would have to do just to make that work, and let alone just being like boop boom boom boom
right.
boom 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 and just being done with all of them. It was wild.
That's awesome.
Last but not least, I did finish Disco Elysium as well. So I talked a lot about it last time, so I'm not gonna take a lot of time on this one. But I will say that getting to the end of that game was really just unbelievable. Like I talked about last time, just like the decision making and choices and how wildly crazy you can make it, and like a lot of that stuff does pay off at the very end. What doesn't pay off is finding out who actually did the murder, but I think that was because that wasn't the point, because it's like a redemption story of your detective, or the other way, the detective, where you go completely off the deep end.
Okay.
Because one of the last things that you do in the game is, without spoiling it, you essentially account for all the shit you did in the game, and you put your case out being like, I am a good detective, or I am a total piece of shit, or I am a racist man, or I am a communist dude, or whatever. And they talk about all things I did from the very beginning of the game up until then, and I could pick and choose what I want to talk about, and some of the things I didn't want to talk about. So like there were some things like I left some details out because I don't think that was really fitting with the narrative I was trying to put together.
Tell us about the time you harassed those minorities. I don't want to talk about that.
No. I don't want to talk about the time I helped the labor dispute go in the wrong direction. Just like stuff like that. And it's like they have some really cool stuff there, especially near the end. Some really cool character moments with both you and your partner. I know it was like everyone's talking a 10 out of 10. I don't know if I feel that about it. I'm that high on it, but man, I totally enjoyed it. Like I would definitely recommend it to people who like that kind of a thing. There's a slow burn, there's a long game, there's a mind fuck, but it is really, really good. All I'm going to talk about is Disco Elysium. That's it. That's all I got.
Nice.
Steak. What's going on next couple weeks?
All right.
Do you think you'll play that game?
What?
Disco Elysium, you think you'll play that game?
Dude, I haven't played God of War yet.
That's true. Never mind. You think you're going to play that game? Steak?
Oh my gosh.
It sounds really interesting.
No, it's.
But I haven't played God of War yet.
It's been on my radar. That's something I'm waiting for a sale.
Is there a lull in video games over the summer at some point this year?
See, that too. I need that.
I don't. Well, I mean, we talked about Ratchet already, but like, I don't know what else is really coming out that I'm like super geeked up about.
There's too much. Well, let's see here. Let's see if any of these help you guys.
I bought Judgment today.
Yes. Oh my my God, yes! I'm so excited for you to go through that. Where'd you get the Series X version? Nice, awesome.
Yes,
It's $30 right now.
It's on gold sale for $30. Like, I'll jump in for that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
I use my.
I don't have time to replay it, but I was thinking about it.
I was thinking about the game. I can't play it again right now, but I was thinking about it.
Oh, I can't wait for September for that. All right, so let's see. We skipped a week, so I got a couple releases here. May 21st, Knockout City came out for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox.
You guys play that all yet?
No.
Not yet. It's part of EA Play, though, so you can download it on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
Why not?
I've heard good things.
Me too.
Everyone says it's actually a lot of fun. May 21st, that Miitopia came out for the Nintendo Switch. I actually downloaded the demo for that, played it for a few minutes. I can see getting sucked into that. Definitely.
It's among the most disappointing things I've heard you say on this podcast.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know, man. I've said some pretty bad stuff. May 25th, Biomutant for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
I was thinking about that one, and then I started reading reviews and
No one's
thinking
high.
less about that
no
one.
one's high on it. Everyone is just like sixes and in that ballpark, I think.
I don't want to talk about it yet because I played about 40 minutes of it so far.
Okay.
I didn't want to bring it up yet. I'll talk more next time because the first 40 minutes are interesting. So I want to get into it a little more.
Okay.
I got into that deal on Amazon.
Oh, the $3 one?
No, not the $3 one.
Oh, okay,
not
like,
that
damn.
one. No, I wish. No, actually, I got the collector's edition for standard price
Okay.
for $60. So, it was half off. So I was like, all right. And unfortunately, it is the PS4 version, but with their things going on. But, yeah, which is unfortunate. But it sounds like a next gen upgrade's coming, anyways. So eventually. Also on May 25th, Final Fantasy XIV officially releases on PS5. Also on May 25th, Maneater finally comes to Switch. Also on May 25th, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD remaster for PC, Switch, and PS4. On May 27th, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries is coming out on Xbox. On May 28th, World's End Club is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Why does that sound familiar?
That's like the Daparanga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a demo on Switch too, so if you want to go check
I
it
read
out.
that.
On June,
Once I've relocated my Switch again, I'll let you know.
on June 1st, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection is coming out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So it looks like the Switch Times exclusive is up. Just announced on June 1st, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown is coming out for PS4 and is also rumored to be part of PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
So we'll see next time if that is true.
That'd be tomorrow, or real time.
Yeah.
It'd be 2 days ago.
Shockingly, that we didn't get the Xbox. Usually Xbox is on Tuesday.
that's true.
So I was actually kind of surprised. I was hoping. I was like, at least we'll have that. So much for that.
Well, they knew we were recording today, so they
Yeah.
said, screw this.
They're like,
And
yeah,
they're like, all right, we'll do
just-
Horizon.
That's
We'll do
all right.
Horizon in a couple of days.
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus will be the day after.
That's right. On June 10th, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade for PlayStation 5. And also on June 10th, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. And here's stuff that came to Game Pass recently. On May 18th, SnowRunner was added for cloud, console, and PC. On May 20th, Peggle 2 for cloud. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville on cloud. Secret Neighbor for PC. The Wild at Heart for console and PC. On May 21st, The Catch, Carp and Corpse Fishing for cloud, console, and PC. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Knockout City for console and PC. On May 25th, Maneater, cloud, console, and PC. If you want to just play something mindless, download it. And then on May 27th, Conan Exiles for cloud and console. Fusion Frenzy on cloud. Joyride Turbo on cloud. MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries on console. Slime Rancher on PC. Solasta, Crown of the Magister on PC. Spellforce 3, Soul Harvest on PC. And
Those last three are made up.
I was like, it just sounded like
well, there's the PC
word
stuff
soup.
right there. Slime Rancher, that was
Slime Rancher, I recognize that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other two, yeah, I don't know. And then games leaving on May 31st: Assetto Corsa for cloud and console. Broforce on the PC, the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix, and also the 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue for consoles. Surviving Mars for cloud, console, and PC, and Void Bastards for cloud, console, and PC.
Surviving Mars was another one of those games I downloaded on the Xbox, downloaded 2 mods, turned on the game, and all the achievements popped. I didn't even do anything. I have a problem.
I mean, at least he admits it.
At least God, Mike's gamer score jumped like 20,000 points this week. What the hell happened?
For real, like 7,000.
He told us he told us he could do the podcast last week because he had a bunch of shit going on. And he's got 20,000 gamer score. Put down the fucking controller, man.
When you just got a couple, turn the mods on, and then the sound is just like bling, bling, bling.
Also, I felt the first time I played
the nice chime of the diamond.
The first time I played Rainbow Six when they released the PS5 version.
Oh,
I'm like in the menu and trophies just popping. I'm like, all right, we're gonna wait till this stops because I can't play with this going on.
If I link my account, because it's on Game Pass, if I turn on my game, will I have achievements?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's not console.
It's not cross-platform.
Cross-platform.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm out of easy achievements as far as I know. I've looked it up.
You're out of cheating achievements? Okay.
There's even there's a couple.
The Avatar games not on Game Pass?
No. There's a bunch of there's some free games I downloaded too. They're just like, this is garbage, but it's just going like I downloaded Rec Room and they're like, follow this 5-minute guide and get 700 points. Like, I'm gonna do that, and I did that, and then I deleted the game.
Why don't you just download Mr. Masagi and?
It's not on there. It's not for free. I'm not willing to put actual money into this. That's the line I'm going to draw. All right.
As long as it's free and I can do it in less than like 30 minutes.
Yeah, if it's free or on Game Pass, I'm in. I'll get some.
Oh my God.
Extra.
It's time for the news. Oh shit! I forgot what the news topics were that I had. Can you figure out which order I want to read these in?
Okay, any like easy achievements on Game Pass?
No. I'll start with the news that's most interesting to me. New TimeSplitters game in the works. Confirmed by Deep Silver. Nothing on date or anything, but apparently as much of the original team as they can cobble together is working on it.
Yeah, they basically put like the most important people back from Free Radical Design back together. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't think that game's coming out anytime soon.
No, it sounds like they didn't even start.
I'm excited. I'm very fearful that they will somehow ruin it and try to turn it into, free-to-play, 100-player online multiplayer app.
I can't.
Battle Royale will be a thing in 5 years when that game comes out.
I was going to say, yeah.
I don't know, but I really don't know what to envision for a modern TimeSplitters, though. Like, honestly. Because, like, the thing is, like, you would play, like, multiplayer with friends or play multiplayer with bots or do, like, level creation, which I remember. Or just, and I remember there being a story, but I remember the story was basically just to, I use a story just to unlock more characters for the multiplayer modes and the map creations and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know.
Well, so, I mean, the story would, travel you through different times, different various environments, which is, kind of cool. Until one of the actual TimeSplitters showed up and they were a pain in the ass to kill.
Yes. I do remember that.
So, yeah. In news that's interesting to me. And that's why it's in the news.
Hell yeah.
You know, so that's a trend this year. Like, hey, this is coming back. We're doing this.
Well,
we have no date. We have nothing to show. But this is what we're doing.
They saw what the movie industry is doing with just rehashing old ideas and decided, hey, why can't we do that?
Well,
just like EA with golf and
Skate 4
and Skate 4 and college football.
Oh yeah.
They're all coming back. We have no
one
info to give.
day.
But
I was saying, college football is a little bit different. Golf, they saw someone else put a golf game out and they're like, oh shit, we can make money here.
Man, we got to do this. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We got the master's license. We should probably use that before we lose it to these guys.
Christ.
Yeah.
And here I am excited about Mario Golf.
So it's come out apparently that Valve is making a portable gaming PC that is going to be designed similar to the Switch. I don't think there's anything on release dates or anything, but it was found it was hinted at by Gabe Newell in a conversation at a New Zealand school. And someone
That's
found
all my news from.
Oh, Gabe.
Someone found it in the Steam database that there's a platform in there listed named SteamPal.
Okay.
Which, I mean, personally, I'd probably buy that before a Switch Pro.
I would agree because again, I don't know where my Switch is in my house right now, and I haven't been looking for it. So there's nothing I've been playing.
Myke, bad
on
news.
forever.
The kid sold it to me. Where do you think my kid got his for Christmas?
Smart kid. No, I would. Yeah, no. This is something I would totally be interested in. I mean, this would be. It could be pretty cool. I mean, especially if it's Valve doing it. But then again, everyone thought something like that was coming, and then that Steam Link and everything, and everyone was like, "Oh wait, this is all it is." Like it's not. So it's not. It's not a portable system, so to speak.
Yeah, they did some weird things. I mean, the Steam Link, they had that weirdo controller.
Terrible controller.
I don't know, and they're also talking about. Like,
I have that controller still in a box. Never took it out.
It's probably worth like $5.
I think I bought it for about $5. So.
Well, they were giving away those Steam Links for like $1 during like Black Friday.
Yeah.
So
I had
into my TV.
I say I had a Steam Link. Great in theory, but connection somehow wasn't great, even though it was wired.
Now, there's a bunch of Steam Valve stuff happening with like they're talking about like by the end of this year where here's some game related stuff coming on other consoles. Like I don't know. We'll see.
I say, and apparently Alienware was working on something similar earlier in the year as a concept, but not.
Well, doesn't Razer have something like that? Don't they have like a handheld thingy?
I don't think so. They have controllers you can hook onto your phone.
Yeah,
maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Like for the cloud stuff.
And then because then Nvidia had that Shield thing, but that was basically kind of like a portable Steam Link, though. Like,
okay,
you still had to it wasn't like you could play on there direct. Like it was
a self.
It was a box you hooked up to your TV.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, so that's like the closest probably we've gotten.
So, like I said, I'd be interested in that if they put it out, and they don't force a stupid Steam controller touchpad on you.
Yeah.
I mean, put it out and just, have the games that show up in the store be ones that are controller compatible.
Right.
That's
you can toggle that option off if you want, but
yeah.
That's right, because Steam added PlayStation 4 controllers like a couple of years ago. It'll even show like triangle, square, circle. It's fully integrated. So
yeah. And the last news item I have here. Where the hell is this report from? From Fanbyte, that Team Ninja is making a Final Fantasy Souls-like action game. Apparently the title is supposed to be Final Fantasy Origin, rumored for PS5 and PC. Steak, thoughts?
Yeah.
yeah.
Basically kind of I was reading a little more on this. So they think it's going to be kind of like a remake of Final Fantasy 1, so in a way. But they did also say, reports that were saying too, that it's actually going to be a more accessible Souls Neo type game, which I mean, if you're Final Fantasy themed, you have to. That makes sense. I think they're going to have the Neo mode, where people that like these games, they can get their
hard mode or whatever.
Mode or whatever. Yeah, but I think
Souls mode.
Hey, that'd be good.
Patent pending.
Yeah. So I mean, of course they're gonna if they are built, if this is true and they are doing a game like that, they will have that type of mode. But I think this is great that it's gonna be accessible, because that's always been my thing with these games, is I just want an accessible version because they always look great, they play great, I do enjoy them. It's just too fucking hard for me.
I should let you borrow Mortal Shell just to see what you think about it.
I give it a run.
But I think we're really burying the most important Souls-like announcement from the last couple of weeks.
What's that?
Lies of P.
What?
Oh, I did see. I saw that trailer.
Lies of P.
I did see that trailer.
Is a Souls-like game with the basis of Pinocchio. And if I didn't tell you that right now, and I had you look at the trailer, I'd be like, "This looks really cool." But then you realize what's going on, and I still think it looks pretty cool. It's
that kind of actually adds to it,
dude. I honestly I mean, they've done this, games done this before with the what is it? Those Alice games from back then. I think they're just called Alice, right?
Alice, yep. American McGee.
Yes. So there's that's happened before, but that initial trailer looks pretty badass. Yeah. I have no idea how this is gonna work, or how they're gonna weave Pinocchio lore into the Souls-like game. But Art, do yourself a favor, find the announcement trailer. It will blow your mind.
What the hell is this called?
Lies of P.
Okay.
Like he's lying, like his nose.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And P like Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I've hit that point in my life where if I don't write shit down, it's gone. It's gone in 5 minutes or less.
I thought we were gonna get a live react, audio only of Lies of P.
No, it looked. Yeah, I saw that pop up in my YouTube feed from I think IGN or whatever, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw the
interesting.
trailer.
Cool.
I watch. I subscribe to 24 or so YouTube channels, and that's like what I have on the background while I work.
Yeah.
And I always scroll through my subscription to see what it is, and it's all Lies of P. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? And then I watched a trailer, and I was like, okay, that looks interesting. But then later that day, I heard of someone on Twitter says wait, that Souls-like Pinocchio game is real. I'm like, hold on a second, is that the same thing I saw earlier today? And then I dug a little deeper. I'm like, well, shit, it is real, and that does look kind of cool. All right, I was watching it right now.
It's very exciting for you listeners.
I know. I'm just like,
I turned the sound off because I really don't feel like getting an email tomorrow.
Yeah, don't do that.
Let's not get that copyright.
You received a copyright claim.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was really much you would get out of the audio anyway, to be honest. If I remember, it's just really sound effects and moody. I think they do a little
neat,
talking.
but it was cool. Yeah, it was really well done. But
look how cool that looks.
I'd say the setting looks nice.
The setting looks awesome. Yeah.
You know what I thought it was originally? Honest to God, I thought it was because I thought it was like an order.
I said that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm saying the Order 1887.
Oh man! So here comes a guy dragging a box behind him. What's that box? What's that guy doing? What's wrong with that guy with the top hat? Oh, something crawling out of his mouth. Oh, that's gross.
Is that a disease-ridden mouse?
Yep.
Nice.
Geppetto ain't gonna take that shit though. Honestly, you hear the actual versions of all these fairy tales that we've, like the Little Mermaid is just completely jacked up.
Like the original Grimm's fairy tales.
Yeah, right. Is there a Pinocchio that existed before the Disney Pinocchio? I have no idea.
Probably
how that works.
That's usually where. I think that's kind of how Disney came with a lot of
yes,
things.
You're right. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it too, I don't think I don't think Disney would allow this to happen with something that they own as any bit of.
Oh God, no, absolutely not. Yeah.
So,
but that's Alice in Wonderland, even as the cartoon, the Disney version is messed up.
Yeah.
When American McGee did his versions, oh my God, I would kill for updated versions of those games that with better controls, because that was the worst part with those, especially the very first game. There was a lot of platforming. It was very spotty. You had to be dead on, you had to run to the very sometimes to reach a ledge, you had to run to the very last spot to jump, and if you didn't do it in time, you'd fall. It wouldn't recognize your jump, and you just fall and stuff. It was just stuff like that. And the second one was a lot better in terms of that, because it was on 360.
I said that one's on Game Pass too.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that's an EA game.
It's part of the EA play. Yep.
Man, EA is they had that. And they said they had Dante's Inferno. They had some messed up stuff back in the day.
Dude, Dante's Inferno. That game's fantastic. I would love another one of those.
That one I never played. That one's always on my radar of maybe one day I'll play that one.
It's basically just a fucked up God of War.
Right.
It's great.
I'm down for that.
Oh, it's so good.
That's it. What do you think? Lies of P.
I mean, it looks interesting. Maybe, partially because if it's a Pinocchio-based game, everyone knows Pinocchio from Disney.
Right.
That does not look like Disney.
How does a nose growing mechanic work?
That looks like some dark, demented shit is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Would you be more, if you didn't know that was Pinocchio, would you be more or less excited for that game?
Less.
See, it works.
Like I said, it's cool, but then that totally adds to it.
I have a feeling this is also gonna be one of those games that we're never gonna see. It's gonna be one of those things it's gonna be in
or
the works forever,
or it's just gonna be out and no one realized it came out.
It's gonna come out and nobody's there's gonna be 2 people on Twitch playing it.
Yeah,
and nobody else even gonna recognize it.
And then 5 years after it comes out, it'll pick up.
That's what I feel about honestly. I completely Biomutant was just completely off my radar, and then it showed up it's out. And I saw that those couple those pricing errors and things like that, and it's is that coming out soon? And then it was out.
Up until the past couple of weeks, I'm not even sure I knew that game existed.
It was a big hit E3 a few years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember the first. Yeah, I was super excited from the first announcement. I was like, oh, this looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's cool. This is something different. This is neat. And then even the last few weeks, actually, they've been releasing a bunch of videos showing off gameplay and stuff. And that is actually what they were showing off though looked great and looked like a lot of fun. But you gotta give the developers credit though, even though the PS5 version is 1080p upscale to 4K for 60 frames, unlike the Series X, which is native 4K at 60 frames.
Yeah.
Because they were super upfront. Like when they released these videos of like them running on the different, and they released videos of it running on each like PC and everything. They were super upfront about it. Like here, like due to the way the PS5 is, we can't, with the backwards capability, we just can't get it stable. So we're not going to push it and not have it to be stable, which is, I mean, I get respect for them for that, honestly.
Right. I think that they put out a statement saying they were disabling the whatever next gen specs at launch.
Yep.
And like they told you.
Right.
And it's fine. You see how that works?
It's not like the announcement came out today either. They told us
no, it was
a week or two ago.
Like before the game came out.
Plenty of time to cancel your pre-order.
Exactly. You still could have canceled it. Or
choose not to buy it.
Yep.
Or get it on a different platform.
Right, exactly. That's why, like, I was going back and forth when I heard about that, but I was just like, you know what? The deal I got, though, was too good of a deal. I'm like, you know what? They're eventually going to, if anything, I got plenty to play. I can wait. Like, I'll have it, and I can wait.
I just bought GameFly at a big deal. I had a big sale, and a bunch of their like used stuff was super cheap. I got Little Nightmares 2.
Oh, nice.
And literally the day I came into my house was the day they announced the next gen upgrade coming like later this year. I'm like, I guess I'll just wait for that then.
There you go. Yep.
So yeah. All right. So next time, are we doing our E3 predictions?
I think we should.
We're doing E3 predictions.
E3's happening.
It's happening.
I guess.
And we know the we do know the list of companies that will be there.
Yeah. I mean, and I think this usually when we do this, it's like if something comes out.
Oh, I forgot a news item. Phil Spencer said Starfield will only be exclusive to platforms with Game Pass. In case you doubted that. In case you doubted on this IP that people are way too hyped about, where you're seeing fucking nothing.
If I hit the lottery, okay, and I buy a Lamborghini,
sure,
you can get in the car with me and have a ride, but you ain't driving it. That is exactly what Microsoft is telling them about the Bethesda purchase. They bought it. You can come along and ride with me if you like, but you're not going to get your own copy of a PlayStation.
And also, the wording is very specific there. Exclusive to platforms with Game Pass. It's not saying exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah. Right.
So if Sony wants to play ball, and Microsoft has said all along they want this on as many platforms as possible. Of course they do.
So Starfield's going to be on Switch.
No. There's no way.
I think that was one of the things that came out in the Apple versus Epic trial.
It was very big.
What I was going to say is I think that Apple and Epic trial has showed us that Sony is not going to play ball. So that is
Did I just do that in my mind?
No.
I just punched you in the eye with my brain.
That's what you get for saying Starfield.
Yeah.
And then
that's Switch. That's what you do. That's what you get for bringing up Game Pass and Switch.
Man, it's fucking screwed.
I more believe, one of Steak's lenses of his glasses just popped out.
Just out of nowhere. Just fell out.
Art hated that take from Steak so bad, it broke his glasses.
I've never seen Star Wars, but I used the Force to punch him in the eye.
All this time you've wasted not using the Force. Look at you.
That's what I choose to use it on. Not like manipulate where the ball goes in the roulette wheel.
I was going to say, you can't use it all the time. Then you waste it.
Well, this was justified, okay? If I only get 10 uses in my lifetime, that one called for.
That was a good one. When we stopped doing video on this podcast.
True.
The fuck are we talking about? Oh, E3 predictions.
You're talking about having a Lamborghini. Can I have some money?
Well, I did buy some cryptocurrency for the first time ever.
Hey.
And then the prices all dropped?
I did it literally as that was happening, but I knew this is one of those things where like it was $100.
Yeah. Hey.
I somehow in that $100 earned 1.8 billion coins, and it was this currency was a day old, so I'm gonna let it ride for a bit. Because if I would go to a casino and lose $100 easily,
right? So I'll say, let me tell you how many times I lost $100 quicker than you have when I was in Vegas.
100%. Right. So I'm gonna let that ride for a few months, see what happens, and if I was wrong, then I'll take out half my money or whatever. Cause I bought it so low, it was brand new. So
who cares at this point?
Yeah, I'm just gonna let this thing fly and see what happens.
Like you said, it's poker table money.
Yeah,
whatever.
I've wasted $100 on way worse stuff.
I'll say
possibly financial stability for me and my family.
That's 1.5 bad video game decisions.
Yeah, that's right.
the process was really crazy to get to the point where I had to buy something because it wasn't quite like, because it wasn't listed yet because it was like brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, it is now, but it's like getting it that early was just like converted to this funny money, then it converted to other funny money, and then you got to buy it through this British like back end thing to get it so you can have it assigned to you. But I got it. But it's all said and done because like part of that goes to when you buy it, like it gets distributed to other people.
Okay.
So like I end up owning like $85 after fees and like distribution. I got like $85 worth of it. So we'll see. We'll see.
So you're down $15 already.
I'm down $15 just for the transaction.
Right.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, you're down $15.
Yeah.
So it is like being at a casino.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
It's the ATM fee to get your money out. So they give it right back to them.
Well, you were a fool for not going to the ATM before you
That's
went to the
true.
casino.
So yeah, I didn't know I was going to be there. I didn't know I was going to have to go back to the ATM. Is that the original one? It's the second trip. It's the second trip to the ATM.
Ooh.
That's the issue.
That's the problem.
All right, E3 predictions. Are we doing this or are we not?
I guess.
Okay, so
Yes.
we're going to do our classic E3 predictions, right? We're going to do 5 of them. Order them on confidence. And I think that this is going to be loosey-goosey a little bit this year because E3 itself is loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
But I think if something is announced between when we do our predictions and then when we reconvene.
Yeah.
I
We
think
can do that. That's fine because it is going to be kind of like a lot's going to happen in those 3 days. But
Wait, are we saying it counts from the moment we make our predictions on? Because before we've said it doesn't count until E3 starts.
Well, right, but that's because this is kind of different.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I'm just kind of giving it a beginning and an ending.
They got to have a schedule out there somewhere.
I mean, Jeff Keighley is doing the opening night live for
Well, see,
whatever
now
version
he's
is
doing
for
that-
kickoff.
I'll see now he's doing that. Yeah, because we got that Summer Game Fest thing.
All right.
That's not
If you
E3.
want to start an event, do we want to start it with the game, the kickoff?
I don't know.
With
I
Jeff Keighley?
have no idea when the dates of all this shit is.
Neither do I.
I know. I've been paying zero attention to E3 this year. People are going online and applying for digital badges. I don't know why. You're not
Yeah,
going anywhere. You're not
that-
going to see anything.
I did see that. I didn't understand. I haven't looked into that yet because I'm just kind of curious. Like, why?
I already have access to YouTube.
Yeah, right.
So I figure
right.
I'm anything I
I'm good. I'm good.
I mean,
unless,
maybe-
unless I'm going to get to play these demos.
no,
like on a home
I mean,
system, which
maybe
I'm
you
not.
get to set up a time for a Zoom call with someone.
Well, that's the media stuff. Yeah, the media stuff has that, but because they're going to. I think they're going to do.
Are we media?
Oh, we could be. We could try.
We're influencers.
Hey, maybe we
of
can.
dozens of people every couple weeks.
Maybe now that it's digital, they'll be like, yeah, what? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let them have it.
We don't just have to let people in the building.
Give
Sure,
them
it's
a
good.
pass. Well, maybe we can renew it next year though. That'd be even better.
Hey, I was gonna say if we get in this year, yeah, maybe we can do that. That'd be pretty sweet.
So set it up, Art.
I'll look around.
You're our corporate liaison.
Yikes. We're all fucked. I'm going to be the first person people interact with for us being a company. You're both screwed.
Hey, do you still have our login with Ubisoft to request your code?
Yes.
We should look and see if we still have access to that.
We've probably been getting free games. We just haven't checked the email.
No,
I have the email on my
Every
phone,
once in
yeah.
a while,
Alright,
it does pop up. We haven't gotten any emails, but every once in a while.
We haven't tried in years.
Means we haven't gotten any spam lists yet.
That's true. That's true.
I can make that happen.
All right, so we'll figure out the specifics of it, but it's gonna be 5 predictions during the E3 time frame in order of confidence. That's what we do.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll put it together and see you next time, Stickheads.